We could all use a little help navigating the news these days. The Consider This podcast wants to give you a hand. 6 days a week, we'll help you make sense of the day's biggest news story and what it means for you in less than 15 minutes. Listen now to the Consider This podcast from NPR.
This is WCBU's Out and About. I'm Dr. May Gilliland of ArtsPartners of Central Illinois, and today we are talking with Dan Dietrich about Peoria's first official Tuba Christmas event taking place December 22nd at Redeemer Lutheran Church in Peoria. Dan, welcome to Out and About.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Tuba Christmas concerts are a beloved tradition worldwide, and so I guess I would love for you to provide some context and tell us a little bit more about the origins of an event like this.
Certainly. This all started 50 years ago in New York City on the ice at Rockefeller Plaza. It started as an homage to a very well-known tuba teacher whose name was William Bell. He was the tuba performer with the New York Philharmonic and also taught at Indiana University, from what I understand. So this all started as a way to honor a beloved tuba teacher and just gained matter over the years and has grown into this phenomenon.
So Dan, how did this event land in Peoria?
The reason it landed in Peoria finally, interestingly enough, was due to a high school student at Richwoods. His name is Brady Renault, and Brady is a student of mine. He's a euphonium student. I teach low brass lessons all over the Peoria area. And Brady came to me last summer and he said, "Hey, Mr. Dietrich, I've got to do this thing for my class. What do you think about a Halloween tuba concert?" And at that time, I'm thinking, okay, high school kid, you just knock yourself out and go with it, and we'll see how far this goes, thinking this would evaporate. And it did not evaporate at all. In fact, it turned out to be a phenomenal event at Soderstrom Castle the Sunday before Halloween. We had over 30 players. We had over 200 people in the audience. We got done with that, and all the people are looking at me and going, "We got to do this again at Christmas. We got to have a real Tuba Christmas in Peoria now." And I said, okay. If you get on the Tuba Christmas site, there's this whole map of the United States with all the little dots where there are places where there's Tuba Christmases. And you'll see a dot in Springfield, and you'll see a dot in LaSalle, Peru, and you'll see a dot in the Quad Cities, and you'll see a dot in Chicago, but there's no dot in Peoria, except for now.
This is all fantastic and so exciting, Dan. I love the context, the history of it all. I'm curious for those who are participating. I would love to know more about the logistics. If I'm a tuba player and I want to participate, how good do I have to be? What do I have to do? And does my age matter?
Age does not matter. We have all ability levels. The music is very playable. As far as the logistics, we're having a registration at the church at 1 o'clock and get registered. It's a $10 registration fee. We will do our concert at 3:30 in the church. But yeah, when you get a homogeneous sound of like instruments like this, it's a very different sound than like a concert band or an orchestra.
With this being Peoria's first Tuba Christmas, what are your hopes for the future of this event and the community? Could we see this becoming an annual tradition here?
Well, the first thing that's going to happen is Dan Dietrich is not going to be the only one in charge next year. The first thing that's going to happen is I will form a committee of the people that have already actually helped me with this. I've had another former student, Lisa Motor, who's been wonderful, and I'll get people to help. But yeah, I don't think it's going to go away. I'm guesstimating we're going to have close to 60 musicians that day, which is a whole lot of brass. And the players all come dressed up as crazy as I am right now, if not crazier. They will decorate their instruments. And it's a lot of fun. It will be the most unique and fun Christmas concert of the Peoria area, I guarantee it, for people who want to come and watch.
That was Dan Dietrich talking about the Peoria's first official Tuba Christmas event taking place December 22nd. Dan, thanks so much for joining me today.
My pleasure. Thanks for the invitation.
You've been listening to Out and About, a production of WCBU and ArtsPartners of Central Illinois, designed to connect you with the arts community. Our producer is Jody Holtz. Find this episode at WCBU.org and subscribe to the Out and About podcast wherever you download.
Support for arts and culture coverage on WCBU comes from PNC Financial Services. PNC is committed to supporting local art and culture events in the communities they serve.